Tino loves pizza. So
And we just do this. We get the flour.
we just do this.
And then just put the egg in, and then
It's working.
a lot of people off TV.
But you try.
I try. You always try.
It's a start. Well, you're listening to Connected North. I'm Brad Gregorini, joined always by Steve Cormier.
How you doing?
Today's guest runs two businesses simultaneously in Northern Ontario, and in one of the most storied downtowns. She's made it. She just made the biggest bet of her 30-year career. Her name is Amelia Ritchie. You might know her as Amelia Biasucci Ritchie. She is the owner and operator, a designer, and in-house artist, and paint decor concepts, Benjamin Moore signature store in Sault Ste. Marie. She founded it in 2011. She survived COVID, and as you're going to find out, not just survived it, it was probably one of the biggest challenges that she's had to overcome with curbside service, snowstorms. She won Downtown Business of the Year. And then earlier this year, she did something no one saw coming. She moved her paint store to a bigger location and turned the original building into a pottery ceramic studio, a licensed event space, and a coffee bar. Pierogi nights, pasta making, something called Dirty Date Night.
Yes.
Dirty date night.
On the wheel.
And all of it alive, up and running right now. Amelia has never sat down for a long form interview really before, like sitting down doing podcast long form. This is the first one. And if you run a business in Northern Ontario or anywhere, what she's built and how she thinks and what she's risked to get here, it's going to stick with you. So welcome to Connected North. Welcome, Amelia.
Thank you.
Congratulations, what you did so
Thank
far,
you.
too.
Thank you.
To start with your pottery, how'd you start with that?
So I was saying a little bit earlier that like after COVID, and it was like really quick because we did really well with decor. That's my background. I went to school for design in London at Fanshawe, and I ended up staying and going to also a different school that was there. That was a private school where they had police foundation. Westervelt. Yeah.
I'm a Fanshawe alumni myself,
Okay.
and I put my name in for Westervelt. So
yeah, so Westervelt, I was there with the police foundations, and it was like this 1 year. It was more focused on like textile and color and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I stayed, and I ended up working for Clancy's Rainbow, which is the Benjamin Moore dealer there.
Yep.
Great family, great family. And then so that's where I kind of like started everything from that perspective of it. So that's my background on it. But what happened was after COVID, I just realized that the decor industry started to go into more online.
Okay.
Very
Wayfair.
much so.
Like
Wayfair,
with the online pictures, like take a picture and let someone kind of
no,
do it.
like
or-
the furniture.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
my design and like consulting was always fine. It's still big. So what happened was we sold accent pieces, sofas, chairs, all that.
Yep.
That was like huge. So my whole front of the studio was bedding. We had Hush. We had all name brands, everything. But while it was closed during COVID,
Yep.
Winners got a new building and they became HomeSense.
Moved up a step.
So that's where I found that like I was seeing the numbers change in my decor at the front.
Okay.
And then, I didn't notice it because that's when I started back into art, started doing lobbies, quattro lobbies, started doing all these things, started doing my weddings again.
Chasing your passion.
Doing what I wanted to do.
Right.
And like for the longest time, I had to be contractor focused, paint focused. And I wanted to do what I actually know how to do, that I was paying other people to do.
Right. So let me go back. So Fanshawe and Westervelt, that's
Yes.
where you get your diplomas, your certificates, your degrees.
My CDA,
your learnings.
my numbers,
So
letters.
growing up a Biasucci in Sault Ste. Marie, was business something you were taught? Was that your natural path, or was it something absorbed?
It was. I was either gonna. I worked at a paint store for Benjamin Moore since I was 16.
Right.
But I was going to be a fashion designer.
Okay.
I wanted culinary. I love culinary. It still is huge passion. Or I was going to be a designer. I sat down with my dad and he said, well, there was no culinary. There was hotel, what was it called?
The Sioux College program?
That wasn't existent then. It was,
It's pretty limited around here.
what is it? What was it called? It was like hotel services, but it was, I can't remember what the exact name was.
Like a hospitality
Yeah,
thing.
hospitality.
It was,
Yeah.
That's all it was. So there was that. So I wasn't going to do what I actually wanted to do because that
Right.
was more management and stuff like that. There was no culinary.
Right.
Then there was, fashion design. I would have gone to Fanshawe for fashion design.
Yep.
And, I wouldn't live in Sioux. I wouldn't
So
come back.
you were coming back? Like that was your goal? It's like
my
I'm
goal
going
was
away?
just to go to school for what I wanted to.
Okay.
Like my brother's an engineer.
Yep.
My sister went for executive. I'm not that.
You're like, I'm me. And I'm going to.
I'm the complete opposite. I just want to create things and I can't sit still. I can't. I don't want to be
My
in.
daughter went to fashion
Yeah.
design.
I don't.
Toronto, so-
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to sit in the office
Yeah.
ever. I've never had one. They tried to build me one when they started the store. They had it all set up and I never sat in it.
You're like,
To
"Here,
this day,
is
I
a waste
don't-
of space. Let's
Yeah.
figure out something.
So
for
then
it."
fashion design kind of went off the table. So then that was like, interior design. And then we thought about it with the worst case scenario. You come home, I can work with the business. I can
Absolutely.
continue with whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with doing that. And I was happy. I'm very happy that I went through that because I learned a lot of stuff for it. Like I learned we had to do photography classes, merchandising classes. My dream was actually to be work for Macy's and be the window person
Okay.
that did the
Like dressing up
Yeah.
the windows.
Yeah, do you remember back in the day the large installations that they used to
Yes,
have?
that was huge,
They
yeah.
would have flowers and butterflies that were made. That's what I wanted to do.
Were you
So
always-
for everyone, the window dressings, you could see them on Home Alone and in those type
Yeah,
of movies.
no, they're no longer a thing.
Like they're something. They were spectacular. They were inspiring,
They
right?
were. You walked into the malls and Hudson Bay, and they would
They were
have
huge, yeah.
giant installations and made out of whatever material. And that was like my dream was to
For
be
us
like,
in the North Sears.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Was your plan always to come back then, or
I was hoping to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had a great family. Like our family was always great and strong. So I wanted to come back.
And you come from a very entrepreneurial family.
Yeah.
And so that's where you had that entrepreneurial spirit deep down and you're like, okay, well, this is what I want to do, but let's figure out how to do it for you.
Yeah. So when I came back, I couldn't get a job as a decorator or designer. It didn't exist.
Still too
in
new.
the Sioux. And I remember even literally people just saying, "Why would I need you? I have my my front desk lady. She picks out my colors.
Yes.
Like I'm like, but you're a decorate, like your store that sells furniture. Don't you need somebody? Oh, we do it ourselves.
And now it's getting big.
Okay, yeah.
But
Like
before it was nothing.
so
Right.
yeah. So I went to work for Color World. Like
Okay.
I came in and I was just like, I need a space. I need a job.
So you had some paint background from when you were
Already.
down in London.
Yeah.
And now you come home and you're naturally drawn into a paint store
Right.
because of
And
your
the
background.
Benjamin Moore I started off was in the West End, full circle where the location is now. That
Oh, yeah,
they
for
set it
sure.
up there now, very similar, very close to where it was. And then I worked for great guy, two guys, Rob and Ed, and it was like called Paint Plus, and I pretty much just did everything. And but when I came back, it no longer existed. So
Oh.
so Sioux Mill was the only Benjamin Moore at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So then when I worked that. So I worked, fast forward really quick, Color World. Then I went to Home Depot. I opened Home Depot. I applied as their decorator and they said, you're overqualified. So they hired me knowing I was pregnant, straight up.
Okay.
I didn't lie about it. I said, I'm pregnant and they didn't care.
So
Kevin,
we want you.
yeah, Kevin Smith at the time was like, that's fine. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, but I don't want you as a decorating position. I want you to run our kitchens because I had kitchen background when I went to school. So I also, when I worked for Clancy's Rainbow,
Yep.
and this is where I got my thought process, they sent me out to Toronto to learn everything. Anytime there was a course, whether it was in window fashions, they would send me and an awesome person named Vicky. They would send us to Toronto and we would take these courses. Their mindset is, we want you to be better than us. They sent me on a course that I think it was like 5-week course to learn Venetian plaster, lime wash, which is coming huge right now. So I have this great background. I have certificates. I did Adicolor. Back then there was 2 or 3 different companies. They sent me to learn from masters from Europe.
Wow.
How to make walls look like leather. They wanted us to be better than them. They wanted their people to be better than them.
So you're saying like they were ahead of the game, and we don't, in the North, you don't hear of that. So that's something unique to Southern Ontario, where it's, because this was Southern Ontario, correct?
100%.
And I think that's where you see leaps and bounds of when you go down and you see community involvement, is these leaders are investing in their people.
Yep.
We're up here. I mean, you're a leader, so I know you invest in your staff and you really put your best foot forward. But traditionally, we would not, the leaders, like when I came up through the system in the Sioux, a lot of people don't give us that opportunity because we're going to fill that role. And then they're not even taking the courses or upskilling themselves.
Why don't we have master carpenters anymore? They never taught anybody.
No,
They didn't want to teach people because they didn't want people to leave them. And this is a very old school thinking. I don't want to teach people
you're 100%
to compete me.
To compete me because it is a thing. Do you know how many painters my dad taught how to be the best painter? And of course, they're going to, at some point, they're going to go and do what they want to do, or they want to do something different, and you invested all this time, right?
Yep.
So that was back then, but not down south. And to be fairness, they had the facilities. When I first moved back here, reps never came and visited us.
No.
Well, we're on the
it's coming.
It's coming now, because now our reps come from Sudbury, North Bay.
Yes.
Before,
right.
But that's the
they
North.
had the same. That's right. They didn't have North reps.
They didn't feel there was enough here to do it. So.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have reps coming from the North. So I would have to wait for the guy from down south to make his way through snowstorms.
Or go there.
Or I'd have to go there.
We have snowstorms? I had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
No idea.
Do you know, I live for the gift show in Toronto. It's twice a year.
Okay.
I make it a thing. It's coming up in August. I cannot wait. But I make it a big thing. This is where when I go down to Toronto, I get all my ideas. I visit so many different businesses, different wholesalers. And this is where I love. So they have it in January. Every year I go, there's a problem. We have to stay an extra night.
There's always problems.
Why do they keep this date? We were so prepared to go. I needed it.
We need to train.
I needed it.
So
we couldn't go.
Amelia,
We couldn't make it. It was all closed.
We need to train.
My idea is a high-speed rail train.
I would love it. I use the up train when I always stay downtown.
Yep.
Because I have to.
Because you get the vibe.
There's a different hotels by the airport in Toronto are a different world.
It is totally unique. Eh? My daughter is fashion.
Yeah.
And she's 21, but she lives there with her boyfriend. They do fashion. That's all they do. And they go to Milan, they go to New York, they do all this stuff from that same idea as what you're doing. What you're talking about is what I see with my daughter.
Yeah.
But she's got to live there because she's in modeling and all that stuff
downtown.
Right now.
Yeah.
And exactly, you took the A and brought it here, which is huge.
And I'm continuing to do that. Like when I go on my trips, when we go, I have my great group of girls that we play hockey together. It started in 2018. We did Nashville, Cuba, Ireland. And
playing
Portugal.
hockey at these places?
No.
Or this is your team?
Going bachelorettes. I started.
So you play with one of my daughters there, I guess, Emily.
I never played. We never went to play hockey. She did. She went to play hockey. I went for bachelor. Rachel's bachelorette was Nashville. Lisa Dale kind of started the whole big group of let's all go to Cuba. Like all of us.
Why not?
20 of us. Let's go to Cuba. 2019. So
that's when they had power.
It was fine. But I never went away because growing up, I was a civic soccer player. That was our trips.
Right.
My son growing up, he was a rep hockey player. Those were my trips. And let me tell you, they were they were just, you lived in a hotel and you
Yeah.
might have gone to a restaurant, but like the only one that I could say from Dylan's years past, we went to Notre Dame, and man, that was an experience in itself. I could consider that one of my favorite trips.
So for a football game
For
or a hockey
for
game?
Dylan's hockey.
For hockey, okay.
But we stayed at the university at Notre Dame.
That's pretty
And we
something.
lived, like we ate in the hall, and we learned all their, because they are full of, like, they have traditions.
Deep
and
rooted traditions.
deep. And they are worried about everything. You cannot, like, if you go down the stairs the wrong way, the superstitions that they have, like, we couldn't go down certain places. You had to go certain ways.
Very, very
Oh,
interesting.
it's really cool that if you ever were there for any other reason and you took a tour, the tour alone was probably one of my favorite things.
I love the tours. I love going behind the scenes. Like if I did a cruise and we wanted to go on the behind the scenes tour. I like behind the scenes. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's where even like I really took to the Formula One Drive to Survive because behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I like behind the scenes of everything. So taking behind the scenes of Benjamin Moore, I think one of your quotes was, you turned rooms into a place where people cry in. Was one of your famous quotes. It's not just a space.
Right.
So you're
It's an emotional place, right?
so you're a vision person and you take that passion into everything you do. So you are downtown getting ideas in Toronto.
Yep.
You're constantly seeking out new and great things. And I think that's what led you to your journey. But 2011, you strike it out on your own.
Right. Right. Well, my family's like back, like my dad, he came to me and he's like, I spend a lot of money on paint with all of our businesses. And he's like, let's look. And I said, I don't want a paint store.
Right.
I love Benjamin Moore. I don't want a paint store. I said, if you do it, I want lighting, and I want, he still bugs me about the shower curtains because I had like shower curtains. He's like, those shower curtains, because he's like, he wants me to be understanding about business, right?
Yeah.
And that I have to say is my downfall. 100% is I have everything else, but I know how I can make everything work.
Right.
But I don't have that background, like
The business
the
style.
money aspect, the business aspect,
But
which
the-
I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
But the business, you know what?
They're both big.
Yeah, they're both big, but something you have an entrepreneurial family. They understand business.
Right.
And business is not complicated. I think people overcomplicate it. They get, myself, very similar. I'm a Fanshawe graduate of construction carpentry,
Right.
and I have a certificate in welding. I wasn't a business guy. And I think that my biggest vulnerability, I guess, would it be when we go into a room, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would go into a room with a lot of academic people, engineers, business, MBAs, and I would sit there and feel very inferior. Like,
Well, just even
like
for
in my own mind, it's
yeah,
like,
and for me, it's just like I'm okay because I don't actually want to do anything with business, like that part. Like I
But
like
you
I
should
said,
well,
still-
you're running a
You should
company,
still
so
know-
Yeah.
you should still know about it though. A little.
right. So now I'm learning a
Yeah.
lot about it. I have a great person who's come on board of my team. He's an accountant, and he's fantastic.
Right.
And he's actually showing me things that I never understood.
So your accountant, is he an in-house person or he works for
No,
a firm?
so he actually came on board when I started when the paint left.
Okay.
So he came on board to get me to where I need to be in this business. So before we were acting like this was all one big business. It's not. Like people were
Separations.
shocked when
Okay,
they came
so
in and
this is-
said,
this
we're
is good
treating it like a
clarity.
big paint store, but you're not. You're a pottery studio. You do large install weddings. You're a designer. You have a design branch that you're like actually doing all these lobbies. Like where you're not that, you can't treat it like that. Like it
Right.
can't all be under one thing. So when we decided to move the paint department
Yep.
into its own location, he came on board to say, you're still not just a pottery studio.
Yeah.
You have your pottery studio, and then you have your wedding, you have your installations, you have your art, so now we're going to teach you how to run those,
right.
to distinguish inventory from, like, I didn't everything was the same inventory. No, that's not right. Like
Line item 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else. 001.
everything fell under one category, and it wasn't telling a story. So that's what now I'm learning is your business needs to tell a story in the books. The
In the
numbers
books?
have to tell the story the same way that you tell a story there.
The complexity of business.
It is
Did you ever try to
wild.
do a holding company for everything or just do it all separate?
Well, right now, like I never did. We just had it under one umbrella. No matter how it changed,
Okay.
it was one thing.
Oh.
No matter what I did and changed it.
Right.
Like I remember when my accountant came in, he came to see things and he says, "Wow, I did your year end and I thought you were a paint store." And he's just, he's like,
Oh my
They go
gosh.
to-
"Wow."
And
Like,
where'd you find this person? Because I will tell you, that was one of my pain points is finding the right people.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's frustration.
my good friend again. So I will tell you something, and Emily can probably. You meet the most incredible people when you join hockey. You don't just join it because I joined it because I couldn't skate, and my son, all the moms
You couldn't skate prior to
starting.
There's a lot of
Okay.
surprise how many
Yeah.
people they do.
Yeah, so you go to Fun League, and
Yeah.
I said, "How hard could it be? It's not easy, but
It's not.
that
but
stopping
I
is a
loved
thing.
it so much because I couldn't skate or anything, but I watched the parents go and play with when Dylan was small.
Yeah.
They'd be on the ice with them, and I would sit there and be like, "Oh, I wish I could do that." So I went and watched a friend of mine play, and I'm like, they don't look like they're super fast, so I'm gonna try this. So my first season, I literally was like, it looked like I was a toddler learning to skate. It really was. It was.
Oh, you were
terrible.
learning.
Right? And then I got into everything. Anybody who had a course all summer long, I went to 2-3 courses trying. So then it got really, really good. It got great. But you meet like hundreds
Oh,
of professional women. It's expensive to play hockey. You end
Right.
up meeting these women in
I
these
know.
businesses, nurses, entrepreneurs. Oh my gosh, like
teachers,
people who
everything,
work
just all over the place. Yeah,
everywhere, everything. So, anyways, that's where I met all my like Lisa Dale, Adele Nanny. So she during COVID, we were all friends, we're friends and everything. During COVID, she came on board to help me.
Okay.
We got Ingrid Atkinson. She was with
This
TD.
is in 2020 back in the day.
Mhm.
Like
She was with
back in the day.
TD, and they had a program that was called Thank You, and they thanked somebody in the community everywhere. So like they have it everywhere, and they thanked this person. So this year happened to be Angela Caputo, another entrepreneur, and so Ingrid contacted me and says, "Hey, we're doing TD Thanks. It's for Angela Caputo. I think you would be a great fit because we are going to give her, without her knowing,
Picnic tables or something.
we're going to give her a whole new patio.
Gotcha.
So like not a little, it wasn't. So Adele came on board. I'm like, I need somebody to help me with this, orchestrate things, make the calls. I'll design it. She's like, you got me. So she comes in and she starts helping me. And then Winmar was the people who came on board to help us put everything together.
Yep.
We design it. It happens. So all these people in my life, these are all people I met through hockey,
Hockey.
are in there helping me. Adele stays kind of on board for a while. And she now is one of the people that like runs the Pee Wee. So she's still there for me. So she helped me get my liquor license, which was painstakingly
Right.
6 to 8 months.
Everything's
painstaking.
So I would say
They don't want to make it easy for you to do it, but you got to be stubborn enough to do it, and you did it. So that's a perfect thing.
So she's still on board, right, with me. We have a thing called A Day where there's 4 of us that play golf together.
Okay.
We're at the Up and Down Lounge for our winter league. I start telling her, well, the paint's going to go. I think it's time for me to get on board somebody that's going to help me. She says, my son's an accountant, Ryan.
Oh, wow.
He can take you on as a client. He has his own business, like he works for another business, but he can help you. He's going to help you. And I'm like, okay, really? Yeah. No, she's like, no, I'm going to tell him to call you. I'm like, yeah, okay. Calls me. He's like, let's set up a meeting. And then it's just, this is how we're going to do it. So I'm like, okay, now I've got the front end of what I want to do.
Structures and systems, right?
Structures and systems.
Structures and systems.
It's also patience, because what you just did is you went this way and you found somebody. You went this way and you find somebody. And,
I'm
and
telling
if
you,
if you're patient enough to find that, because you won't know everything.
No.
But you have to have somebody that you count on to know that part. And
Yeah.
that's the huge thing.
And that's new to me because I just ran. I just so I pivoted so many times,
Right.
and everything was an investment.
Yes.
So you have to understand, like, pivoting to a pottery studio, every wheel is $2,500. A kiln's $10,000. Like, I'm pivoting to the speed light of, it's great.
You're
We're
on a
busy.
rocket ship. You're
We're-
grabbing
and
the
I'm,
hold.
It's a little
and I'm just,
nerve-wracking.
I'm like, you know, and like Martha Stewart is like my,
You know
she's-
Martha?
I don't know her. I wish I did.
She's in
Well,
next-
hello, Martha. Martha,
Yeah,
meet
I would
Amelia.
love to
No,
meet
she's
her.
in next
Amelia?
week, I thought.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Right? Well,
I will be back. No, but she has a saying that when you're through changing, you're through.
okay.
She always says, bring people better than you. Like I said, I watched her master class. It's fantastic. Bring aboard people, do the things. And I'm just like, I'm just doing the
Go
things.
over and above.
Just do it.
Yes.
And you know what? It's a chance. It's a chance, but if you don't take it, you're going to regret it.
Yes.
So now I'm like, okay, I'm done. Pivot. I'm where I want to be.
Right. And so a lot of this would be driven from you taking the chance to get out on the ice, and then the relationships that you have driven, because the North is driven on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's, call my friend, call this person. So that has been ultra successful for
Yeah.
you. But so you spent a decade building something real, a store that felt like a community living room. And then March 2020 happened. So it kind of gives some context to where you're going. And that's why I bring this up. So March 2020 happened in the winter, Sault Ste. Marie winter.
Oh, it's awful.
So curbside service, walk me through what it actually looked like. Not the summary of a day to day, but we kind of touched on it. But what did that look like?
Very people home with their kids, home all day, home looking around, needing help because they couldn't look at the walls that they were in. So I was getting messages. I could get up to 30, 40 Facebook messages or Instagram messages. Help me. I need you to pick my colors. I'd be up all night picking people's colors. What I designed, I invented. I had these gift certificate little pillow boxes. Okay. So I called them color capsules. So you know what a pillow box looks like, eh? It's just like it's a little box. So I started making notes, making them all their custom color capsules. I put their name across them. I put them in outside.
Curbside.
Curbside. I got this big it just had little slots, like a mail slot thing. And I put their names on it. They would pull up, pick it out of there. They could sit in their car if they really needed the paint, or they would take it home, message me. This is the color I picked. What do I need? Here's the thing. I did it all day and all night.
So did you build a system around that?
Yeah.
Is that what helped you?
Yeah, there was 3 of us. Yeah.
And so, essential services, it was a trying time for a lot of people.
You would have a revolving, people would pull in. We would go outside. We were still scared. We were scared. So at first we were wearing the gloves and we were masked up completely. We had no idea because like everybody else.
I remember.
You have no idea what's out there or if you got sick, how you would be. So it was, I listened to everything. One of my good friends, I followed the rules to the T. One of my good friends was a part of Algoma Public Health. She still is. And she gave us guidelines. We had a group. We knew exactly what was happening. We would stand around my table inside waiting for the
You were going to say something different about your table.
The counter.
You're like, that damn counter.
Yeah. And we would wait for the TV to come on to see what we're allowed to do, what restrictions. I had a customer come in and we were still masked. And I asked her, I'm sorry, you can't not wear a mask in here. And it caused a problem. I got a call from the head office saying that she wants to sue me.
because you made her wear a mask.
And I gave her all the alternatives. I said, I will come out to you. We can do curbside. You can call it in.
Really?
I gave her anyways, but their head office already unmasked. We were Algoma was one of the last people in Ontario to still have to wear a mask. They were from the States. They hadn't been wearing masks she couldn't appreciate my position.
So I was in Florida at a conference during the tail end of COVID where we were still under things, but I got to travel for work, and I got into the elevator. And there was a mask, and there was a dude in there. And he's like, "Oh, one of those, the maskers." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, you know,
everything went either way, right? Like
It was, yeah.
so supply chains collapse.
Yep.
Did you ever actually run out of something
Yes.
critical?
Yes, paint. Because
Paint.
what happened was at this time in Texas, I want to
Fire?
call it, they had the big ice storm.
Ice storm, the water, yes,
And it took out
froze.
the DuPont.
Oh,
So DuPont is everything
Yeah.
to any chemicals, any paint, everything.
So-
So it took it out. Not only that, but everybody was painting their house in
Right.
the world.
Yes.
So the everybody was buying it. Everybody was buying it. So aluminum, they have an aluminum shortage during this time. Tariffs come out.
Tariffs in
the time.
2020?
Yes. Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't. It was all the boats that were sinking, all the ships that were sinking that
Yes.
coming from China had all my stuff on it.
oh, it's right
And
there.
then
Like,
I got hit on every angle. And then, so that was happening. And then they had aluminum shortage. So they went to plastic cans, which
some of those plastic cans are great, though, actually.
yeah, but not through winter when everything freezes so easily. Like there was and hammering the tops. They were
Screw
some
top.
yeah.
I love that screw top.
So you can't. The only problem with that is you
You
can't
see it's not
shake
round
it
anymore.
properly. Yeah,
is.
it's
Yes,
because
it
you
is.
can't use it.
No, you don't.
It's not user friendly, Brad. No.
With that little thing that
Yeah,
screws on the
no.
top and it got a
Yeah, 'cause-
spout.
Yeah, because it leaks and
Oh,
you can't
s-
shake them.
I don't paint all that often.
Yeah,
You have to
so-
shake paint? What?
Yeah. So, but
So-
anyways, all that happened. So we
What'd you tell your customers?
we put them in everything, anything. I got the descriptions. I found out that the epoxy floor paint was similar to cabinet coat, so I was getting people to paint their cabinets with floor paint. Why not? You can walk on it. It's durable. Why aren't we using
Probably holding up better now.
Yeah.
Are they
And
calling you
it was
back?
in beautiful sheen, like a satin. So I was just everything we had that we could get.
Make it happen.
You're using, this is what you're going to use, and I'm going to make it work for you, and you're going to be happy with it.
Good
So,
for you.
so a lot of people, Steve and Amelia, they scaled back during COVID. You know, I heard staffs got sent home. A lot of people,
Yeah.
but you were one of the few people.
Well,
you,
whoever
you-
wanted to stay with me. So
And-
I
and
had
so-
a lot of my staff say, I'm going to just go and serve. And
Oh,
then,
really?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
I had, 2 people. And then in the second shutdown, it was a different, it was me and 2 people through
that
it.
time.
Like literally
th-
just running around.
So I think the cost, when people say the cost personally, financially, emotionally, with the abundance of people doing stuff, probably a financial gain, but an emotional toll.
Oh,
Or like tell
And
me
I
about
didn't stop. I don't want to get emotional about that. So I never took
we have this. Don't
COVID.
worry, we're good.
I didn't take COVID. Like I didn't cry during COVID. Well, I cried when I rode every day. That was just like 20 minutes. So it's fine. But I never stopped. So I never thought about anything.
You always looked forward.
I always look forward when I know people would be home
Yeah.
upset.
Guys,
I
you want to
just-
grab a tissue for me?
Oh, I don't.
No, that way it doesn't run. It's good.
But
They'll-
anyways,
they'll bring on a tissue.
but anyways, so I never did.
Yeah.
I think moving the actual paint department out is when that's when
it's like a
that was when they were
Emotional.
moving the equipment out. That's when I started to remember all that crap. That's when
It's
I
true,
started-
eh? It's
I
something
kinda
that
like
it's
ran
something
to
that
it.
triggers it.
Yeah, and
then
yeah.
you did this to get here.
Yeah,
But people don't know that how
Right.
you got here.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one. And
that was hard. I think
that's a-
that was the hardest part. Was that and then coming out of it, I think I just hyper focused. Like my ADHD was on fire because
like-
all at once I'm doing lobbies, right? I'm doing lobbies. I'm doing weddings. I'm getting excited about all this stuff. My artwork is exploding. I get a great call from an awesome company, GFL, and we like some of your art. And I'm like,
so it starts just
I'm like,
exploding out.
I'm like, I get to do art for a company like that. Like I said, I have it all Goma Steel, Up and Down Lounge. And then I got to do another huge project. And so once I started doing projects with these clients, I was doing other projects.
They start compounding and stacking, right?
They started being great. And then I'm working with, Brooks Creative House. She brings me in to decorate Christmas. And now I do all different things from her. So for Claudia
I've heard of that.
Daniels,
I don't.
She's amazing. Claudia Daniels. So they're marketing. and their space is fantastic.
Did you do their space?
No, but I do their Christmas for their space. But it was done. It's in a church on Cathcart, and you walk in there.
It's
and
my
I'm
old
telling
church.
you, so great. The kitchen downstairs is fantastic. Right now, I'm like, this is what we need to do something with this kitchen downstairs. But no, it's a great. These people, they have been so supportive in everything that I've done, including they do their team building. They bring in their, so many businesses have been so supportive. I am very grateful and so lucky to have I can't the sense of community that I have now.
Yep.
Compared to 5 years ago it's
Sault Ste. Marie's changed.
It's starting
to move to your direction. I see that. I watch it, and
yeah,
I have 3 daughters, and they all are doing the same thing. I can see that going on, and it wasn't there. It was not there. So you took at an age of 16, and you made a pattern to come back to Sault and to do something that's not really easy for Sault Ste. Marie, and you're making it happen, which is huge. So I think that's very good.
So I think that's a great pivot.
Yeah,
and so walk me through the decision when it was like, I'm getting rid of the store. Walk me through that. And then like, you knew that you were going into this passion of the pottery, or is it just the story? Like
the
your friends?
Pottery started everything. So my Melinda, who is my full time with me, and she's a creator with me. So she helps me with all the weddings and stuff. She was the one who's like, I'm in my pottery era where, I want to do pottery, and there's nowhere to do pottery. It's actually Seth Grogan started it all for Canada. So although pottery's been huge through Europe and has never faded, it's people's jobs and livelihood in Europe. It wasn't a big thing in Canada until COVID. So during COVID, people had nothing to do.
Looking for things.
So Seth started, and he's a great Canadian actor and people love him. He started doing pottery.
He did?
So so
That's
he
how
would
it happens, though.
he would
no idea.
smoke a joint and create pottery.
Is that what's at your bar?
Pardon?
Your bar inside there is coffee bar, joint bar?
No, it's coffee bar.
Come
Coffee bar and
Because Tino's like, oh, did you see his eyes light up? He's like, what is going on?
But so Seth got this thing. He started doing ashtrays and like the simple ashtray, but he started elevating it. And then, so people started in Canada, started seeing things. So like this was growing and it was beautiful and you can create things and you're in your home. You could do it in your backyard. I attempted to do it. My husband built a shed and I'm like, oh, can I put it? He's like, no. I'm like,
No.
please. And he's like, okay.
Okay,
So he put it in there. I used it once because I'm like, when I'm home, I do other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I used it once, brought it back to the studio, but it was nice for him to.
He was like, okay, I support it. Let's do it.
Let's
we
give
can
it a
do
try.
that. Yeah.
So I loved it because I put a glass of wine there and I would just do pottery. So the one time I did it and I was just like, this is fantastic. I can look out into the field. We get deer, everything by where we live.
I had a deer in the middle of town this week.
I have deer in my yard.
They're
all the
everywhere.
time. Yeah.
They used to
And
be just on
bears.
the outskirts. Yeah, bears are everywhere too. But anyways, yeah. So Melinda and me were talking, and you can't get into. There's the Pottery Guild, which is a group of people, but it's very hard to get into. And so then I was like I told you, call Pottery, literally Pottery like Canada.
Make the
looking it
call.
up. I made the call. What does it take? And he was explaining to me, you have to have. There's a lot of certain qualifications for them to even speak to you. So
Right.
one is you have to have the space. So I sent him pictures in the space.
Check.
It has to be 3,000 square feet or more.
Check.
Really?
So then he's
That's a
like,
lot, though,
yeah,
It's quite a bit.
yeah, but you need to understand that other studios have their kiln there. I have like 8,000 square feet of space.
Right.
So the kiln didn't have to be there. So you had to have parameters. And then I was like, okay. He's like, I can set you up. If this is what you're thinking, I'll send you paperwork. We can take a look at what you want to do. So he's like, how many wheels do you want? I started off.
What's a wheel?
A pottery wheel.
Okay.
So it's the machine that you do.
I
the
haven't
pottery.
seen one since Ghost.
Yeah. So that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie.
Yes. Yeah. And so he said this, let's start you with this. First, you need a kiln. So we talked about what kiln. And I'm the type of person who would be like, let's just get the biggest kiln because we know we're going to have to get it after.
I know those thoughts.
I just thought that. Like, I'm like, I know it. And he said, like, I'm looking at what you're doing and where you're based and how you want to do this. And right now we need a second kiln. We're about
Okay.
a month. You can ask Emily. We're very behind on our pottery right now. So because we're trying, we're firing every day. It's just you can only fire so many pieces. March break was so good to us, and like so anyways, we got the kiln, we got a few wheels. We ended up doubling the wheels because to have events on the wheels, you have to have at least 10 wheels.
Yep.
And then we got like we just upgraded within 6 months, more pottery. And then, like I said, I just started to realize that the paint department was hard to run with the pottery.
Right.
I still had to hire, so I had to, my payroll was insane because I still had to have people who knew what they were talking about with paint.
Right.
They had to have the knowledge.
And then you have the pottery people.
Then you have the people who know pottery. And I was trying to make the people be the same. But the people who
doesn't
like
work.
pottery don't necessarily like
Round
the paint.
hole, square peg.
Right. So I was trying really hard, meaning that I had to me and a couple people had to run the paint store all the time. So it was just hard to do. And it wasn't about anything but making the space. I wanted to make it more.
Flow.
I started having pasta making classes, pizza making classes.
I've done a pasta making class.
Yeah.
So we were talked earlier in the green room about where you're getting some mentorship through a program, which is fantastic. I belong to a group called CEO Global, and we fly down, and our group did a pasta class at Italy.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal.
Oh.
They came in and did the cooking, and
Yeah.
I made gnocchi with the roll.
Yeah,
the
we just did
flick.
gnocchi on Wednesday.
Yeah, my
So-
wife
I think
went to
it's
Italy just to learn the same thing, how to
Yeah.
cook and everything. But now she can come here and do it at your place.
So
There you
that's
go.
so that's what we wanted to do, is just give people. So what happened was, once we did the pottery, so that now we decided we're going to do the pottery.
Yep.
Pottery started going really good. Started realizing that people don't want to just go out for dinner. People don't just want to they want an experience. They will pay
Experience,
for an
exactly.
experience. That it's okay. You feel great about coming to make pasta. And instead of just, I'm not knocking restaurants. It's great
No,
to go out for dinner,
but
but
there's
it's a little bit of a difference.
Just different, yeah.
It's a little bit of a different
Sault Ste. Marie
situation.
needs different. I
We
agree with
wanted to make, it's called a third space.
Okay.
So people have their workspace and they have their home base. We wanted to create what's called a third space, which is a safe place for you to go and create and relax and be yourself.
And drink lots of wine.
And anything, right? The
Yeah.
mocktails, we specialize in mocktails like no other. So
The crew, we're going to come down. We might even bring Chino
Yeah.
in a backpack.
So yeah, why not? He'll love it.
Yeah. You get
So
drunk probably.
we designed, so it's a third space, but we wanted it to be that you could come in, you can do something, you can also purchase stuff. So right now we're like, this is my mindset.
Right.
So we have upstairs is going to be a wellness studio.
Okay.
And then we are like, why aren't we selling pasta makers? Why aren't we selling? I have a great guy in town who makes me all my equipment.
Oh, really?
For the pizza making, it's these two pieces that you do this, so the pizza can go on the paisano. And so I got him to make me all this stuff. And I'm like, people are messaging me, oh, I just bought the paisano after your pizza class.
Yes.
I need the equipment that you have. And I'm like, okay, I will message Ian. Why don't we have them in a kit that you can buy, take home?
Opportunity.
Why do we not
So-
have a pasta rollers and a bench scraper?
My
and
mouth is starting to water talking about all of this. I think we might have to bring the show on the road and come down
Yeah.
just as a follow-up episode
Yeah,
and
come do one
do
of the
this with
things.
you guys.
Yeah.
Because this is exciting. So with the system and how it evolved, that was
Right.
your creation. Like you're like the third
Where'd
space.
you get to that
Yeah.
point?
So I've been watching these thing called Masterclass. You can you
Yeah.
buy it. It's
Yep.
it's an app kind of system.
Sounds very familiar. Like
It's-
the CEO of Starbucks created like his
Yeah.
concept.
So all of this is everybody from, like I said, Martha Stewart to the lady who created Bumble, like online
Okay.
dating, and it's the best of the world. And they tell you what they did, how they did it, what their moves were.
success leaves breadcrumbs.
All the things like
We talk about that all the
Mark
time.
Cuban. He was one like I would never be interested in watching that, like his business
Yeah.
strategy. I watched it, and he started from selling milk, like, and
You
and,
can relate now. You're
and
like,
then
okay.
he's telling me what, like, he's letting you know what to bring more of, what do less of this, more of this,
Yeah.
and little pieces. Same with Martha Stewart. She's saying, you find someone better than you that specializes in something, bring them into your business. They're going to help you. Their business is going to thrive. Your business, right now, my partnerships, I have some great partnerships happening with local companies.
That's the biggest thing, is having the right people
Bring 'em
doing
in.
it and having the right companies working
Right.
with you.
What I can do-
Entrepreneurs.
You know,
Entrepreneurs.
It's true. It's
And what I can do, I'm not going to bring somebody in. Like, we can make our own pottery and sell. Like, I don't
Right.
necessarily need to bring that kind of stuff in, but it's something that I can't do. There's certain things that I cannot do,
you can't.
but I want that.
I tried with my business. I was going to learn it all. I was doing it all, and it's like, oh my God,
I'm trying to.
So,
I want to learn.
They go to my wife and say, "What's Steve doing today?" He goes, "I have no idea. He's up someone doing another business or doing this or doing that," and just keep on following like he did and you're doing, and just follow it out, follow your means, and you're doing well.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting to do what I always wanted.
So how long is the pasta thing been going on now for?
So I think it started in January because we had Valentine's pasta, and it happened fast. Literally, pasta happened, and I went, "Oh, okay." Oh, because over the March break, the paint department went into the new building,
Right.
Which is
So the
which is great.
transition, smooth transition, it's up and
Well,
running.
my dad makes everything
Happen.
Your dad is probably one of the
dad
hardest
of my
workers
brothers.
that I've met out there. And your brother too.
Yeah, they made it really happen. And I had, like I said, I have very good support with my husband and my son. So I have that like, it's gonna happen. And like I have to admit though, I got really sick during that time because my stress level, I've never had stress level. Like, and Melinda at work is like, okay, cue on the cold sore next. Like, boys. Yeah.
They have an office pool.
Yeah. Like, she's going to break down now. Like, cause it was so much stress. There was businesses within the business running. I was just, what if this doesn't work?
But
how am I going to make that building is expensive. What if I can't bring in something to replace the paint? Because now that's not my paint, right? That is the family's. So that's not mine. So what am I gonna do? Like, I literally would sit there and say, I gotta figure this out. And then I did one pasta class, and then I got the schedule, and I'm like, when can you guys do pasta? This day. Okay. My husband at Christmas bought me the Paisano. It's a really cute appliance that has a stone in it, and you can watch your pizza cook in it.
I'm just going to cue this for the guys to make sure they put a picture of a Paisano so everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to source them so I can sell them at the store. So this is where this is all leading.
Perfect.
So then he gave me, and he goes, "We didn't want to give this for you for Christmas." My son looks at me because he goes, "You're going to take that to work." I'm like,
how old is your son?
21.
There you go.
He goes, "You're going to take that to work." My husband's like, yeah, because we were doing the pasta at this point. And I'm like, yep, I'm gonna buy 4 of those. First I bought 2, so I had 2 for my first pizza making class.
Yep.
It was awesome. So because we have a big pizza in my backyard. That's why I did pizza, because I know how to make pizza. Well, my husband makes it, but I'm there for it.
It's your Italian heritage, I think. It's
but I like different
the pizza oven and
I love different toppings. So like pasta pizza, putting things on.
Chicken barbecue.
Exactly. That's my favorite.
Mine too.
But so what I did for first event is I took what we did at the pasta. So they came in and they had just something at the beginning. And then I have all the pizza toppings on them, on the thing, all different, anything you can think of. So they started making pizza toppings, and you could take, it's like a little antipasto anyways. Like, who doesn't put salami on their pizza? Right? So stuff like that. And then we were making them, and it was such a great time. And then we all sit down, you take one home after. So you eat one, and then you come back, do a second one. They take about 6 minutes. The first few take a little bit longer because I'm always checking them.
Yeah.
And then they took them home. They had a take-home pizza for themselves at the end of the night.
Great.
And I was like, okay, what's next? So then we did, the guy who makes all the boards for me, he made heart-shaped boards for Valentine's. And I did a charcuterie building class. So I taught them.
I can make a mean charcuterie.
So you had all the table was full.
Nope.
You tasted, you put it together, and you took it home We just put it in these bags, and they took home this beautiful. So then I'm like, okay, this is great. What's next? So then I do hand building. We started doing my charcuterie
So
boards. I make
hand building is what?
clay, and you just make things with your hands instead of on the wheel.
Oh, okay.
So you create things.
Oh,
So
wow.
I make these charcuterie boards.
Yep.
And so let's make that. Awesome. Then we're doing chip and dip bowls.
And so you're selling these classes out the whole time.
This is,
and that's where
I'm not even thinking in my brain what's going on right now. I'm
and
just
you're
like,
bam, this
keep
is
going.
blowing up.
Yeah.
And so when you're growing your new organization and you're growing your new thing, are you implementing a lot of systems along the way?
No,
Or are you just like, okay, trial and error, let's jot
Trial
this
and
down.
error.
This is
Going with
working.
it.
trial and error. Right now, pasta making is like the first couple times. Where's this? Where's that? Oh my God. Same with the systems. I don't have those. That is literally the word systems came up yesterday because I said, we're just flying by the seat
Scale
of our
and
pants.
momentum.
We are open more nights now.
Right.
So day shift, we don't have to have 3 or 4 people during the day. There's people come in and they paint during the day, but 2 people in the studio is enough because my payroll goes out of control, right? Because now with these events, we
Checks
have
and balances
bartenders,
and-
No,
right?
you're
We have-
open 12 hours, 13 hours.
so
a day.
I'm at work at least 3 nights, So we decided Monday used to be a paint in the morning contractor day. Why are we open at 7:00 in the morning? We don't need to be open at 7:00.
Well, that's a bonus because a lot of stores in Sault Ste. Marie shut down at 6 and 7.
Right.
And you're open.
We're open till 8, just enough
8
time
o'clock?
for you to be in
Okay.
bed by 9. 8:30.
Perfect. That's my
Our
bedtime.
events,
That's my bedtime.
Everybody's bedtime.
You
6
open
o'clock.
weekends too, or
Yeah, so we're open 10 to 6 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we're 10 to 5 on Saturday, and Tuesdays 10 to 5. So
Okay.
we're not open now on Mondays. Was that a good idea? Absolutely. It's a reset time. I have an event Saturday. I have an event, so we only do events Wednesdays and Fridays we do events.
Okay.
Monday's a new Sunday.
Mondays is the new Sunday.
Yes.
So Sundays were closed, but
Monday
like this
fun day.
Sunday, we just had a wonderful Elsa birthday party. We even had Elsa herself came in.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
it was so great. And now we're putting a Disney package together. So like this is what's happening right now. We had one,
That's a good
I
idea.
love that
I
you
got-
can pivot so quickly.
Oh.
And like, that's
Well,
and
inspirational.
then I'm calling. I've got
That's what's getting everybody interested all the time.
yeah,
That's what-
working with timeless rentals. Now we got the flower walls. Now we got this involved. Now we got, and I'm like, great, this is going to happen. So I just messaged somebody, hey, are you interested in this? Love it. Let's do it. So that just happened yesterday. So now we have Disney birthday parties from 5 to 10-year-olds. From 10 until 15, it's called like therapy days. So it's like crafts and they
Yes.
do all this stuff. And then over the ages of 15, it's pasta birthdays, pizza making birthdays. So now we're creating these little
Something new
Yeah.
and going back to our roots, Italian, like
Yeah.
I'm Italian, French,
French
French Finn. So it's that learning something, right? We're losing a lot of roots. And I talked about this a lot of times about losing the roots, about doing tomatoes. No one's doing
Yeah.
tomatoes. No
Doing
one's
that
doing
now again.
no one's doing peppers.
Yep.
Doing your salami. Like
We have a 60 by 40 greenhouse in the back of
Yeah.
our house.
My dad
Peppers and
has.
green peppers and
Oh yeah,
tomatoes.
you're into the
We have a-
peppers too.
like
eh?
we
My
have
dad.
1,000 tomatoes in our.
so I like that you're bringing all of these concepts back
Yeah.
and really giving a diverse offering for the North,
Yes.
which is really, really big.
My husband does make sausage and
Yeah.
he makes pierogies. We did pierogies. We just did it at the store. I have one of the girls that works with me, Hannah. They're Ukrainian, so
Yeah.
her and her mom is teaching pierogies
Some
now.
pataha.
Yeah. So, but
Better have
I
it. Depends where you're from.
forgot about my Italian until I told the girls. I said I was so emotional because we always cheers at the end of it, and I said like I'm starting to go back to my Italian. Like
That happens when you get older, I find, because I do the
Yeah.
same thing, and you go back to your
Roots.
beginning and your roots
Yeah.
and what you're thinking and how we do it.
Yeah.
Our generations.
yeah,
is-
even with Supper Club,
Yeah.
with
It's-
I'm joined forces with Christopher from Arturo's, and we bought the
So
wheel.
great. Love
We
Chris.
bought the wheel, and Supper Club is unbelievable. First one we did risotto,
Mhm.
so it's very
Oh.
interactive. We have wine tastings, blah 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 blah. It was great. Then I'm like, hey, what do you want to do for next Supper Club? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, the wheel, because when I was in Portugal, that was something at the restaurant.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, we got to get the wheel. I'm like, I'll get the wheel. We'll get the wheel. So we got the wheel. The wheel's expensive. So it's 100 pounds of Grand Padano
I don't know.
farm. It's
Okay.
And that
So
makes
you're bringing in authentic ingredients like semolina, how do you say it? The
semolina.
semolina.
Well, everything, the girls use a special flour. They use like double O flour and all the stuff. And
Because the ingredients in Europe are not like here. When people in Europe, if you go over and say you're gluten free, we're gluten free.
and nothing bothers you. Apparently in Italy, you lose weight and you eat more.
So
and
My daughter was in
there.
Milan for 5 months, and she's gluten. She has to be gluten free because of her problems, and it was easy there.
Oh, so
And
easy.
now she lives in Toronto. She says she has to struggle and work for it to get it now.
And
so.
our menu is gluten free capable because I have a celiac that works for me. My sister's gluten free. I think I should be gluten free.
I love my gluten.
My wife is cooking
I
everything
should.
right now that way
Yeah.
because you learn that
There's
way.
good products.
And you almost don't know the difference if you do it right.
If you do it right.
Yeah,
Bread.
there's bread. She does her bread.
Yeah.
But she does it in different fashion. I can't say how it does it, but she tried a whole bunch of different ways. And I started eating it, not even knowing. She said, "No, that's the other way. That's the gluten-free flour, and how she waters it down before and thickens it to do her thing." So
yeah, because you do have to play with gluten-free flour differently. You take more.
It's more powdery almost.
Powdery, so you have to use so much more. Because I tried gnocchi and I can make it, and they were
Okay.
delicious. But
There you go, Steve. Date night. Now you know where to go.
Different textures, I know. So
yeah,
Steve knows now where to go for date night now.
You didn't see the thing with Supper Club, eh?
No, but I'm very interested.
You need it's great. So he does the pasta right in the wheel, right inside of it.
That is
and
awesome.
while that's happening,
I've watched it. I've been at restaurants to see it, but I have not.
This is in our space, and
we're in.
He's doing it, and then while he's doing that, we've got Vin Greco walking around with wines.
Yes.
He's our local wine
connoisseur.
Yeah. So he's walking around with wines and giving you tastings. We have Maggie from Koa who's doing the non-alcoholic tastings.
I'm good with the alcoholic.
We got the cannoli cartel.
Okay.
So we built a cart.
Yep.
And it's the cannoli cartel, and you got cannoli. So you come up
Love it.
and you dip it. They fill it and you dip it in whatever you want.
Okay.
So we have that going on that night. And you're sitting with friends, and we're feeding you. There's the signature to the bruschetta and the tapenade from Arturo's. So that goes around first. We do a salad bar. But it's going to be interactive.
But you have a bus to take me home after.
Right.
That's the only thing. We've got to call Hollywood and get
exactly.
get Joey and get Joey
the party
involved.
bus to come. But yeah.
So you said the secret to success is loving what you do, not being afraid to change, and having the support of local people, your family. And after 30 years, you still believe all those three parts equally, clearly, as
community is coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're coming back. Business community is back for sure. And I think people are supporting each other. Like I have people from businesses that are similar to mine, but they come in and they support us. You know what I mean? And not upset.
You need more of them around, not just one.
That puts the biggest smile on my face.
Yes.
Because far too long, people from a different business would try and put the maloke on you to do something that
and
meaning
I'm
they're
hoping
not
gone.
encouraging.
I'm hoping
it has to
that's
be.
Gone.
It will be when we encourage each other and lift and do
like
this.
We support both breweries. We buy Crafty Elk from one. We buy beer from Outspoken. Like you just support what you can support.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I agree.
So the next thing, what do you know now about business and people and about yourself that you wish you would have known when you first started in 2011?
More of I just do. So I wish I would have done more. I would have stood back and researched and on things more business oriented, right?
So putting more people on the buses?
I wish I would have, every time I thought something out, I would put a system involved in it instead of just doing it. I do that.
That's a learned thing though.
That's something I had to learn. Now, if I'm gonna buy a piece of equipment, I'm gonna price that piece of equipment out. I'm gonna think about it for a little while. I'm gonna figure out if I'm gonna use it and make sure that it's because I could have gone and bought all those wheels and this couldn't have, and then they lose their value.
Right.
So like a kiln loses its value. Wheels lose their value.
You always believe in building up slowly, but in a wise way.
I didn't.
And that's
So I wish I would have.
But it's still working, so
Yeah.
it's good. So
And the other thing I wish I would
think
have
it's
known
in your
is that-
personality to go that
I
slow,
know,
though.
but you know what? The other thing I wish I would know is that I always put everything into my business, so I never was about making money. I'm going to be honest with you. I just wanted to have a career within my career. And now I'm like looking back and saying, okay, this is great, but now you have to
make
Take money
You
off the
have-
table.
you have
Yeah.
to start doing this for money, not for passion.
Well,
Because
both. Your passion will fuel the money.
Yes,
And
but not-
money
yes.
is a focal point where before it was just passion. So you'd say you're equally balancing passion with making money.
And things have to be an investment now. Like they have to be a proper investment. Things have to be proper. Before I needed a fridge, I went and got a fridge. I can get a
That's
freezer.
what happens when you have a great accountant on your team and a great
Well,
guidance
now
person.
that's right.
Like, what are you doing with this? And separating. So that's pretty great.
So that's what I've learned, and I've learned that's the biggest thing is to keep doing what you're doing, but take all that background in as well.
or have
Absolutely.
somebody there to do it for you.
Yeah.
So same
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
So learn from them too.
Yeah.
So.
What's the one thing Northern Ontario entrepreneurs consistently get wrong when they're growing a business here in the North? The Sault Ste. Marie, the North, but what's the one thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think you have to. For me, maybe just them like doing what you want, but isn't always right because you still have to do what other people want. Does that make sense? Like
So
opening a business. Let's just say you open a book. Just say you open a bookstore because you love books.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Doesn't
understand
doesn't mean
that
they love
every
books.
app
The market. So testing the market. They're getting
That's
it wrong.
it.
And I do see that on Queen Street. You're on Queen Street. So thank you for being down here because it's anchors that take and bring people back down
Yeah.
that are going to make this a really great downtown.
Yeah.
And I feel when we walk the downtown as a team, we go for lunch quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm good to know that you have that spot open for lunches because we'll
Yeah.
stop in. But when we walk, a lot of business owners in Sault Ste. Marie specifically that have shops are open on their terms. They're not open for us.
That's huge. Yes. He's
Because
right.
they
He's
make,
right.
I make my money. And it's equivalent of me
And
going
I'm
to
gonna
this
do it
job or
from
that job.
8 to 5, and that's it. I'm not going to try to do something different.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not going to try.
that
to
was a
sit in-
COVID thing. That really
I think it was
changed.
But I think that was
pre-COVID.
pre-COVID.
Was it pre?
That was been
Now
happening for
it's
a while.
now it's hard because now
Because
it's hard to
everybody's
get people
working.
to even-
Everybody's working. They
Right.
go down to see something, and it's closed.
yeah.
And so, what do you do?
Well,
now?
that was the whole Monday thing. So
Yeah.
when we had so downtown's pretty much closed on Monday. I don't think it's supposed to. Because we have so many restaurants.
restaurants
that's
are
their
closing
Sundays,
Monday,
right?
too.
They do. They
Yeah.
do because they're open. A lot of them are open Sundays, and so
Restaurants should open on Mondays.
No, well, never come back. And so lots of them are like that. Though.
Sorry.
they're. So the only reason why I was okay with it was I had to look at payroll, right?
Yep.
And so we were like, nobody's open at 7. There's no need for me to be open now. Before I did because contractors had to come in at
To
8
get
to get their paint,
Getting their day
and I
going.
had to get their day running. Now I'm like, okay, so if we're open evenings, which is unheard of downtown, besides restaurants, if I'm opening evenings, let's play this smart. 10 to 8, or I have 10 to 5, and then I have 12 to 8 people coming
Yep.
in. So let's do this smartly. There's nobody open right now on Mondays downtown. Then let's close Mondays and see if it affects us.
Right.
You can always change
Test
your
the
hours.
market.
It's fine
Test the market. That's
Yeah,
the word for it.
because
Yeah,
we're
100%.
open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, and we're really busy Thursday and Friday nights.
Yeah.
Wednesdays we have an event in the back, so now I'm able to be open in the front and have events on this side, right by the kitchen.
So you're still not open.
yeah, when
you're
you
still
see
open.
it, you'll be like, "This makes sense."
Okay, I'm looking forward. We're probably going to go there today for lunch, like with mosey on down. So the number one thing that I do see in the Sioux is we're a cottage. A lot of people here are cottage. They're away on the weekends, and so Sunday when you get home, you're great. But Monday is your first day back. That's the day you want to go out and eat because you're like, I just want to eat. I don't like. It's been a
Yeah.
hectic weekend. We've barbecued. We've done this. So it's something for Sioux people, or maybe just the Monday people, to have diversification. Some close, some not, and you're killing it in what you do. So what does success look like for you in 2027? You not a revenue number, the feeling.
I think we're gonna just continue to develop and keep all these events. And we also got a wedding. So we also now opened our spaces for you to have under 100 micro weddings. So
That's
we're
amazing.
seeing, I'm hoping to see our space become a venue within 2027, like a complete venue for you to do anything you want out of.
Awesome. Well, Amelia, where can people find you? Book a studio, book an event, or just come in, do some paint or some
826
pottery?
Queen Street East, just down the road. And you can find us Paint Decor Studios. So that's our official name now.
Paint
Paint and
Decor
Decor
Studios.
Studios. The paint department's Paint Decor Concepts. They kept that name.
Okay.
I kept the Paint Decor because that's me.
Yeah.
That's always going to be me. And then we're now Studios.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. Go on to Amelia's sites, follow her, book a spot, go down, check it out. After you've checked it out, would love to hear your feedback. That's fantastic, because here's a young woman that is definitely taking the chances. And, you know, she's reiterated it a couple times throughout the show where, you know, your family and your husband and your son and everyone, it's not possible without them. And I've heard a really good quote by someone that I was following. I think it was a Dan Martell. But it was, a relationship is either a tax or an accelerator. And you clearly come from a family of accelerators.
Sure.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
I wish you the
Great.
success. Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
We'll pick your brain for maybe a piece or something to spruce it up.
Yeah,
We're
100%.
hunting like Roberta's astronaut suit for that corner because
Awesome.
from the Sioux being,
Yeah.
and it's like shoot for the stars type of thing. And that's what we're doing.
That's
so
perfect. That's awesome.
can't wait. And yeah, we'd love to probably come and do a film there at some point. So
Absolutely. Come into our space. You'll love
yeah,
it.
love it. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.